I wanted to sleep for a while, but it was early dawn when I opened my eyes. The constellation, demon-like Judge of Fire, encourages you to take care of your incarnation. I unknowingly woke up from Uriel's message. Damn, the constellations have been making a fuss since I made the sponsored declaration yesterday. The constellation, Prison of the Golden Headband, is chuckling at your choice. Truthfully, there's no way I could be a sponsor when my narrative wasn't properly built. A sponsor who couldn't give their incarnation a stigma was just a hindrance. Although, I had a lot more money than a decent sponsor. Many constellations are curious about your choice. Some constellations think your actions are ridiculous. The reaction of the constellations to my incarnation was split into two. Those who like me were the incarnation seekers, while those who dislike me were the amusement seekers. Of course, there's one constellation who was unclear. The constellation, Singular Plotter, is watching your strategy with interest. 1,000 coins have been sponsored. I thought it was ordinary when I first saw his modifier, but I recently changed my mind. The average size of the sponsorship was too large. This constellation was at least narrative grade. No matter how much I searched through ways of survival, I couldn't see the name Secret Plotter at all. This meant he wasn't a constellation of this world, or he wasn't properly handled in ways of survival. Which was it? Since last night, Shin Yu-sung had been practicing her skills in a corner of the abandoned building. She used the magic power recovery potions I gave her and kept using the skill on the nearby young Groll. A faint aura stretched out from Shin Yu-sung and touched the skin of the Groll. This was the power of diverse communication that I saw from Lee Gil-young. I looked down at Shin Yu-sung, who had dark circles under her eyes. Yu-sung, have you slept?
Not yet.
Don't you know the penalty for not sleeping? Go to sleep.
Just a bit more.
The character Shin Yu-sung has used diverse communication level 8. The character Shin Yu-sung has used taming level 7. Shin Yu-sung's concentration soon disappeared. Taming has failed. The monster has started to run wild. The girl broke away from the control and rushed towards Shin Yu-sung. Before I could move, the drooling Han Soo-young sleeping nearby acted. The girl stopped breathing as it slammed to a wall of the abandoned building. Han Soo-young fell asleep again. I spoke to Shin Yu-sung, who was controlling her breathing with a dejected face. Do you understand now?
Yes.
Shin Yu-sung made a gloomy expression. The exclusive skill, Character List, is activated. Abridged version. Character List. Name, Shin Yu-sung. Private attribute, Beast Tamer, Rare. Reflexive Killer, General. Exclusive skills, Taming level 7. Diverse Communication level 8. Agile Feat level 8. Hybridization level 6. Stigma, none. Overall stats, Physique level 19. Strength level 14. Agility level 44. Magic Power level 45. Growth Package 1 is currently applied. Growth Package 2 is currently applied. The new Scenario Commemorative Package is currently applied. Her skill growth was enormous thanks to the growth package I bought her. There was also the new Scenario Commemorative Package that promoted the evolution of stats. I didn't know if any incarnation on the Korean peninsula had received such package support. She was a talented person, so diverse communication would soon break through the 10th level and become advanced diverse communication. The problem was that she couldn't properly tame an 8th grade Groll despite her stats. It should be impossible thanks to the help of the system. Shin Yu-sung bowed her head like she was embarrassed.
I don't have any talent.
If she didn't have talent, I should just kill myself. Don't worry, you have talent. I couldn't let my precious incarnation become frustrated. Perhaps Shin Yu-sung couldn't use it properly because of her trauma. What are you thinking of?
I'm scared.
It wasn't hard to guess why she was scared. I told her, the monsters aren't pets.
I know.
Still, it might be okay to make one a companion. They are durable and strong. Shin Yu-sung was someone who killed her dog with her own hands. It was to survive. This fact still remained deep in this child's heart. I thought for a moment before saying, did you know? If all the snares are cleared, you can make a wish.
Ajishi's face changes when you lie. Your nostrils become larger.
This reminded me of Gil-young. Perhaps the children with diverse communication were more sensitive of body language. I decided to go forward like a gangster. What do you want to ask?
Can I do it?
You can do it.
You're speaking without any sincerity.
I chose you. Shin Yu-sung's eyes shook at my words. I chose you instead of Soul. I don't regret it. You can do better than anyone else. Shin Yu-sung looked up at me as she squeezed her fingers together. Then she started to tear up.
Ajishi, if I become really strong...
Strong? Shin Yu-sung hesitated for a moment before laughing.
It's nothing. I'll try hard.
Then Shin Yu-sung turned around and used the skill again. I suddenly remembered something. I recalled the type of person Shin Yu-sung was like in the original novel.
Jung-hook Oppa is handsome. Jung-hook Oppa is the best. I like Jung-hook Oppa the most.
This girl. She was a fan of Yu Jung-hook in ways of survival. Of course, she wasn't a heroine candidate. Due to her age, she was in the younger sister position. I remember her having a big fight with Yu Mia. I suddenly became a bit worried. Would I lose the person I worked so hard to raise to Yu Jung-hook? I suddenly turned my head to see where Han Seung was stretching as she woke up. Han Seung noticed my gaze and turned away. This girl. She'd been sulking since yesterday. I called out to her. Hey.
What?
You're gonna keep sulking?
Don't talk to me.
There's something I want to ask you. Han Seung raised an eyebrow at my words. I lowered my voice that so Shin Yu-sung couldn't hear and asked, what do you think of my looks? Especially when compared to Yu Jung-hook. Han Seung looked at me like bugs had entered her ears.
Why the hell are you asking me this?
I'm just purely curious. I'd never been interested in what I looked like since I graduated from high school. Then I thought about the reactions of the prophets when I pretended to be Yu Jung-hook. And it seemed that I was ugly. I didn't think I was ugly when I took occasional selfies in the bathroom. A windy constellation is looking at you like you're pathetic. She replied,
Accept your fate.
No, I really am just curious.
All I can do now is cheer you up.
Shit. To that extent? I quietly looked at Shin Yu-sung and made up my mind. I could never let her meet Yu Jung-hook. We headed to the monsters around us and collected the coins. I invested the collected coins into Shin Yu-sung, causing her stats to grow remarkably fast. Coins were primarily used for agility and magic power. It was to maximize the advantages of agile feet, taming, and diverse communication. By the time night came, Shin Yu-sung finally learned advanced diverse communication. However, the taming skill still didn't succeed. Shin Yu-sung asked,
The future me will be much stronger?
Of course. The current Shin Yu-sung was no match for the future Shin Yu-sung in a frontal battle. However, if she trained intensively, then she could seal one of future Shin Yu-sung's important abilities. The disaster of floods was dangerous because she could lead an army by herself. I believe in you, more than a future that hasn't come yet. If the future Shin Yu-sung could do it, then it was a possibility for the present Shin Yu-sung. Besides, there was a chance of winning if she confronted her future. It was because the future Shin Yu-sung could never kill the present one.
I ate well.
Yu-sung gave a short prayer after eating the growl meat and cleaning up its bones. Yu-sung-shi is religious?
No, I'm not.
Then why pray?
I did it for the gods of Olympus.
It was such a realistic prayer that I was dumbfounded. It reminded me. The gods we knew had become reality, and the objects of our prayers were now clear. Today, Han Seung and I will stand guard first. Yu-sung can sleep.
Is it okay?
Yes. Yu-sung laid down and fell asleep first. Han Seung leaned against the wall opposite her and messed around with her smartphone. It was natural to be uncomfortable. They were enemies by nature, with opposite ideals. No matter what happened in the future, the two of them would be more antagonistic than friendly. The tired Shin Yu-sung had fallen asleep, and only embers remained of the fire. Han Seung spoke first.
You sleep too.
I laid on the floor, but sleep didn't come easily. There were 4 days left till the start of the fifth scenario. Shin Yu-sung hadn't made any new progress today, but a message came from the Gangso area this afternoon. Someone has dealt with the disaster of ice that came from the west. I didn't have to ask who killed the disaster. Yu Jung-hook prevented the disaster that would have caused Seoul to become an ice age. Perhaps he met up with Lee Hyung-sung. Han Seung was watching the embers when she suddenly opened her mouth.
Hey, I have a question.
You're ugly. Han Seung frowned.
Who's wondering about that, bastard?
What is it?
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
What is your purpose? I think it's strange every time I see you. You shattered the throne and didn't kill me. What do you want?
I have a desired ending.
Ending?
I nodded lightly. Unexpectedly, Han Seung didn't ask anything else. Instead, she spoke about something else.
There was an ending I wanted to write.
For your novel?
Yes.
Let me ask you something.
What is it?
Why did you plagiarize? You write well.
It isn't plagiarism. Do you think that Ways of Survival is like the Bible? Aren't the ideas everywhere? The sponsorship of transcendent beings, survival missions, a protagonist who regressed. Nowadays, isn't it harder to find a novel that doesn't have one of these ideas?
It's because yours is the closest.
There's a reason for that. Shall I tell you a story? In the past, there was a poor girl.
It's the story of a literary girl living in poverty who became frustrated with her dream and eventually plagiarized a novel for food and living. Hanseung's mouth gaped open.
Can you actually read someone's mind?
Huh?
Anyway, something like that is impossible, right?
What type of god do you think I am? I wouldn't be suffering like this if I had that skill. The character, Hanseung, has used lie detection level 3. The character, Hanseung, has confirmed that your statement is false. Hanseung laughed.
Is it possible for me?
I didn't answer.
Well, you don't have to tell me. In any case, if possible, please read my mind right now.
I can't read it.
In fact, I didn't plagiarize.
I looked at Hanseung suspiciously, and she used lie detection on herself. The character, Hanseung, has confirmed that the statement is true. What?
It's just a coincidence that the story I wrote was similar to Ways of Survival. I just wrote according to the dreams I had.
The character, Hanseung, has confirmed that the statement is true. This girl was using her subconscious as a shield. In any case, you saw it. It was a dream to you.
Maybe that's true. Then,
Hanseung hesitated before saying,
sometimes I think about it.
Think about what?
If this reality is the original, and I reproduce the original, then I might have plagiarized.
What are you saying? Then you did plagiarize?
Who said that? I said it was just a thought.
In fact, I didn't mean it. It was a thought I had from the moment Ways of Survival became reality. Was this world overlaid on a novel? Or was reality turning into a novel? I stood up and shook my head. Hey, let's change the shift. Go ahead and sleep. I'll lose constellations on my channel if I keep listening to such a painful story.
My constellations report has reduced because I've been with you lately.
That's because you keep doing cancerous things. We shot a few more barbs at each other before shutting up. I leaned against the wall of the building and looked at the snoring Hanseung. I suddenly had a thought. Perhaps I was a bit lucky that she was here. At least, I wasn't alone in knowing this world was a novel. At some point, I fell asleep. It might be because I was too tired, or perhaps I was distracted by the unexpected comfort. It was a short but sweet sleep. However, perhaps I shouldn't have fallen asleep. When I opened my eyes the next day, Hanseung was a cold corpse.